I'm Katie with 50 Flowers, and today we're going to be talking about the different varieties of moss that we carry, what the differences are, what you might want to use them for, and just go into a little bit more detail. So let's check them out. So first up, we're going to talk about sheet moss, which, as the name suggests, does come out of the box in sheets. And we carry both dried and fresh sheet moss. Super easy to work with. It really does give you that authentic woodland look. The only difference really between the dried and the fresh is that the dried does stay together a little bit better. But the fresh is, I mean, it's like it was pulled right out of a forest. It's, still kind of damp right out of the box. And yeah, authentic moss. And then we've got this mountain moss, which is also a dried variety of moss. It's actually pretty similar to sheet moss. It does come out in sort of more chunks rather than sheets. And the main differences are just the color and texture. It's a little bit more fern-like. It's kind of got larger fibers, and it's a lighter shade of green. So just a similar but slight variation on that dried sheet moss. Next up, we've got the peel and stick moss, which you can use for projects like we cut out some initials, put it on a sign. You can also cover like a candle holder. You can pretty much put it on everything. I've seen them used on like terracotta planters, and it just comes in this roll here, or you can also buy them in mats. And it's pretty handy. It has like this graph paper on the back so that you can, measure out whatever you're going to be using it for. And the adhesive is pretty strong, so be sure to measure thoroughly before you stick it onto anything. But it's nice, it's a good secure stick. So great for any kind of project you might have in mind, and very sticky. And then here we've got mood moss, which is another dried variety of moss. The main difference is actually just the shape. It comes out more in clumps. And it's great for filling, like a vase, or like here we've got a little terrarium that we filled with it. It adds some nice height or depth to any arrangement you might have, but it's smaller pieces, and it's also dried. So next up, we'll talk about Spanish moss, which is really nice. It comes in kind of longer strands. It's great for, as you can see behind me, sort of draping over something, kind of giving a cascading look. You could use it on, like your ceremony arch, kind of drape it over, or along a table to make a table runner, kind of have it cascading off the edge. And it's got that nice, subtle sort of gray-green sage color that's pretty popular right now. And then lastly, we've got what's called reindeer moss, which comes in 3 colors. This one, which is called natural. This one is basil, which is kind of an emerald green. And then spring green, which is sort of a lime green color. It comes in little clusters like this, which are sort of a spongy texture. And they're great for filling up a vessel like this. You could sort of scatter them around a centerpiece cluster you might have, or tie it to a napkin ring, something like that. So it's a nice small filler if you're looking for that moss look. Well, thanks for checking out our video on moss. I hope that helped clear up the differences between the different varieties. And if you end up ordering moss from us, please submit a flower story, because we'd love to see what you put together with it.